So, today's speech is going to be, believe it or not, about how not to give a speech. That's a good way to start.
Bilingual?
Now, everybody knows that, Pedro, how am I doing in the thing? Is that pretty much in the middle?
That's dead center.
Good, dead center. Everyone knows that you have to prepare an outline, and you have to know your material, and you have to be organized. You then tell what you're going to say, deliver it, and then at the end, you're going to summarize. Everyone knows that's the important parts of a speech. However, what you may not know is what you have to do inside your mind in order to give a terrible speech. So the first thing you do to give a terrible speech is you think about it the night before, and you think about that when I give the speech, I'm going to be confused, embarrassed, not prepared no matter how much I practice. And in my mind, I'm going to be this teeny, weeny little person. And everybody else is going to be really big. And I'm going to be standing in front of all these big people. And I'm going to be confused, and I'm not going to know what to say next. So that's the first thing you do. Second thing you do is inside your mind, you tell yourself over and over again, this is not the way I should do it. I'm forgetting something. There's something really important I have to do that I'm not doing. And then at the end, when you sit down and you're embarrassed because nobody's paying attention to you, you then tell yourself over and over again, I'm bad at being speeches, I'm bad at doing speeches, I'm bad at speaking in front of people. So that's how to do it the wrong way. So what are the differences between when we do it the right way and when we do it the wrong way? Well, the differences don't occur necessarily on what you're preparing and on what your speech is. The difference occurs inside your mind. So the first thing you do is you picture yourself differently the day before, and just before, and while you're doing it. How do you do that? Okay, everybody, for a second, picture yourself standing in front of a bunch of people. Okay? Everyone, just for a second, picture yourself standing before a bunch of people. And imagine that everyone in front of you is smiling and wants to hear exactly what you're saying. Okay? Now change it and make yourself in that picture. Make yourself bigger and happier. Standing in front of those people, you're bigger and happier, and you feel like you're connecting to every single person. Now, how do you feel doing that speech, everybody? How do you feel doing that speech in your mind?
Fantastic, good.
You feel good. Now, that's not anything that you have to do on the outside. That happens entirely on the inside. When you're doing a terrible speech, you're just making a little change on how you're picturing inside your mind what you're about to deliver. So the way to do it wrong is to imagine yourself really tiny, everybody else is really big. The way to do it right, if it works for you, is to make yourself larger in your mind and everyone else connected to you. So it's a feeling of being with other people, because speaking is one of the most natural things we could ever do. And yet when we stand in front of other people, it's not that we're standing in front of other people, it's not that we can't speak, it's that we start telling ourselves things in our own mind about who we are and about how we're going to perform. So the next step is to make sure while we're in front of other people that we're saying things in our mind that are helpful. For example, you can do it. You feel comfortable. You're connecting. These are your friends. You make connection with people's eyes. And if you believe in mystical stuff, okay, like drumming, connected to energy, connected to God or whatever supreme beings, you could say that my energy can connect to other people. So not only am I going to reach to other people with my eyes and with my gestures, but my energy as if these people are friends of mine and connecting. So I'm doing something with my mind the day before, I'm doing something with my body and my internal speaking and my energy while I'm giving the speech. And then, just as important as those other speeches, when I'm finished and I sit down and the next day I'm thinking about the speech, I think about the good things I did and I think about how the next time is going to be even better. So how not to do a speech and how to do a great speech is exactly the same seesaw, but on opposite sides. One side is I do certain things with my mind before, I do certain things with my mind during and after. These are called submodalities in NLP. And my icebreaker was about NLP. So these are some modalities of specific things I'm doing with my mind. And you all can do them, not only giving speeches, but in many, many other times and ways. So again, before you start, we all know the specifics of how to give a speech, but what do you do inside? You make great pictures of how you're going to have your speech. During the speech, you use your energy to connect with other people, and you use your energy in your body and feel like you're talking to your best friends. And of course, this is Toastmasters, so I know you all are my best friends. And the last thing you do is when you finish your speech, you surround yourself with good energy and good light and say, I did a good job, and here's the things I'm going to do even better next time. Thank you very much.
How do you do on time? 6 minutes.
Thank you very much, Gene. I feel like you're my new best friend.
There you go. What do you mean new best friend?
BFF, that's new best friends forever.